Book 4 in the Model Instrument series, City of Fallen Angels. To know about this book, to know what I feel about book 4 in the Shadowhunter Chronicles Model Instrument series book 4, keep watching this video. So Clary is back in the New York and I'm seeing it from the behind because I do not want to give you any spoilers. She is finally training for being a Shadowhunter where Chase is trying to pull away from her and she's thinking maybe we are breaking up in some way, maybe something is wrong. We had this undying love and now maybe he's just bored with me and stuff like that, you know, teenage people. And then she is supposed to acknowledge that she herself has done something that's making everybody's life miserable and that is going to make everybody's life miserable after this point. So what is that? You have to find out by reading this book. And yes, let's start with the review. If you're new here, please make sure you subscribe, follow me on my social media and turn your notifications on so that you catch notifications about the review of the next book. I'm currently reading that one and you know, just find out more about it. A little section of the video would be spoiler free and after that I'll give you a disclaimer when spoilers will come, so you need to just decide whether you want to watch the whole video or a section of it. Overall, if I give you a gist or if I give you like what I thought about this City of Fallen Angels, I feel like it was much better as compared to the third book. Okay, so it's just like a pattern. First book boring, second book really interesting, third book boring, fourth book good, really good. I feel like if you have made it up to 3 books, you really should be making an effort to finish the series. Okay, please do not drop the series now. Okay, that's what I feel. I would give this book overall 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed reading it and I feel like it was the perfect length and it was packed with the perfect stuff and I really loved it. Okay, so that's what I feel about this. Listen to me, if you're new to this Shadowhunter series, please do not watch this review now. Go ahead and watch my other book reviews of first 3 books and also go ahead and read the books and then come back to watch this discussion video. Talking about City of Fallen Angels, so it begins with, you know, a lot of focus on Simon. I told you, I think in the first book or the second book review, that I hated Simon, and I would still say I feel that way, but I'm changing my opinion after this because in this book there's a lot of attention on Simon and I didn't really hate it. I would say like he has become a vampire and the struggles of it and you know, making peace with it in like the real world, like in the Shadowhunter world, it's all okay. He's this vamp, he has the mark of Cain and stuff like that. But in the real world, he has his mother, he has his sister, and those people do not really feel fascinated towards vampires and stuff like that. So it is really cool to see what's happening to Simon in the real life in this book, okay? And also there are new characters, says Camille. So if you do not know, Cassandra Clare has another series called the Infernal Devices series. It's a trilogy and Camille is a big character in that series, okay? And I know a lot of you would be like, Manpreet, you need to read that series before moving forward with the series, but I am moving forward. I am not worried about the spoilers, okay? I'm just like, okay, I'll take it. It's okay. But Camille is there and in this book and I am like really excited to see her here because I've read the first book in the Infernal Devices series. And really happy to see her here. And you know what happens? She's trying to take the head vampire, now the head vampire, down, and I find this very mysterious what is happening between Raphael and Camille. I do not believe in the stories of both the people. I feel like there is a bigger truth that might be revealed in the end. I have no idea. It may be true, it may not be true. So Camille says that she wants to work with Simon, but at the same time, Simon is being stalked. He is, by the way, dating 2 women now. Like he is the guy who was friend zoned for his entire life, and then he lost the battle to Jace, and now he has 2 girlfriends, okay? And it's really funny to see how he ends up with 2 girlfriends and at the same time, you know, how these people are creepy and these people are just trying to catch Simon and they're dying in this horrible way. But I didn't find it that horrible as Simon found it in the story. I was like, okay, they blasted. Fine, I've seen worse things. That's the part of Simon, and at the same time, Jace and Clary are having problems. They are training, there's a little bit of romance going on, sparks going on, but I feel like the romance wasn't there much. Or it was there, but it was overshadowed with the fact that Jace was pulling away, right? I would have liked them to have like a nice romance at least in one book. So Jace is trying to stay away from Clary. He's doing these things and I know, okay, I understand Jace, okay, and I love Jace, so I am not really bothered. Like Clary, I do not like her much. I was like, okay, you're going through pain, I'm not worried about that, but I'm much worried about Jesus' pain. But and I'm just seeing him being with Simon and trying everything possible to be away from Clary and all of that. And then Jocelyn is getting married. Clary's mother is getting married, and werewolves and all that stuff that's happening, and stuff that's happening between Maya and Jordan. That happens after these two girls figure out that Simon is two-timing them. Which reminds me, there's another character called Kyle. And honestly, I'll tell you one thing. I have read this book before, and this was a reread, and I remember nothing about it. I knew it was a reread, one, because it was on Goodreads, on my Goodreads, and second, there were notes inside the book. So I was like, I definitely read this book, but I didn't remember at all. But yeah, Kyle is also there, and there's a story behind it, and you are going to like this character a lot. A lot is happening in this story, and in the end, Clary also goes to this weird church, and in the end, it's just like boom, something you didn't see coming, something you were like, oh my god, what happened? Like, I knew something is gonna happen with Sebastian because I truly didn't believe he was dead, but this was like totally unseen when I read it for the first time. Okay, this time I was like, when it reached that point when they go to that building, I realized, the memories came back, and I realized what was gonna happen. And I would have to say, after I finished reading this book, it was really hard to pick up the next book. I was so heartbroken. I was just like, there were things piercing my heart. So good but bad. Okay, good because if I have to see how impeccable the work of this author is, I would just cite this thing. But for me as a reader, it was just like, why would you do that to me? Like, can you be a little less cruel to people? And now I'm reading the next book, and I feel like I have this feeling a good character is gonna die, some character is gonna die, which I'm gonna hate a lot. And anyway, I overall really liked this book. I feel like it was at a high point, and I really liked following each of the characters and what was happening. And even Simon, I did not like Simon as a character at all, but having him in such a big role in this book, I really liked it. I really liked it, and I really liked all these characters: Maya, Isabel, and Magnus and Alec have their thing going on. That's a different thing. Okay, and Jocelyn, Luke, Kyle, all of these new characters, like the ones that were new characters, I really liked them. I really liked reading about them, Camille, and all the things that were happening, and in the end, what happens. It was overall a very, very good book. I would say that even as a standalone, if I have to judge this book, this is one book that I would definitely read and recommend to everybody. But obviously you have to read the first three books to come to this book. Okay, but yeah, this was like perfection in a lot of ways. Okay, I really do not want to dwell on the things that were not so perfect, mainly because it has been like 2-3 weeks since I read this book, and I do not really remember. But I just really want to remember all the good things about this, like all that romance and not so romance happening, and Clary being so confident about, like, oh my god, I have everything, and then she loses everything, and she does things which, even in the end, when she asked Chase to go to that Silent Brothers, I feel like she should have never left him. Like, she should have been there, or she should have done something. It was so stupid, but then what else can you expect from Clary? And if she hadn't done that, the story would not have moved forward. So, thinking from the writer's perspective, I would say that that was necessary. But from a reader's perspective, that was stupid. But that's how it is. I really liked this book. I really enjoyed it. I feel like I should read this one again, even if I do not read all the other books in the series. I would read this one again because it was just something different. Like, it was just something, I feel like, fresh for me. Like, not that boring, not like, okay, please move forward. Everything that was happening, even if it was not a big blow, it was cool enough. So I really like this book. That's why I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I feel like perfect length, perfectly done characters, like, that is something like basic. I do not really say those things in my reviews when I am reviewing this book series, because yeah, the author has put in so much of time, like, such a nice series. I really do not have any complaints against what she's doing. All I have is my discussions as a reader, not as like a book review or something like that. Just like how I felt when this character did this or did that. And yeah, that's what I told you guys. Tell me what you think about City of Fallen Angels, book 4 of Model Instrument series. Did you like it as much as I did, or do you have some other book that's your favorite in the series? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you like this review, please make sure you hit the thumbs up and share this video with your friends so that they can also watch this Model Instrument love letters. If you can classify them as love letters, okay? Anyway, this is Manvi signing off. I'll be back with another video very soon.